Elias hauled the limp princess across the deck, her violet blood slicking his gloves. Shards from the breached corridor crunched under his boots.
Alarms blared. He kicked the hatch control.
Metal slammed shut, sealing the vacuum breach. He dropped to his knees beside her. Princess Iree's chest heaved once, then stilled. A gash split her torso from shoulder to hip, exposing iridescent ribs that pulsed faintly. Elias ripped open his medkit, clamp first. He pressed the vascular tourniquet above the wound. It hissed, sealing arteries with synthetic gel. No time for scans. Her skin cooled fast. Cathari hypothermia set in minutes. Elias tilted her head back. Her mandibles parted slackly, revealing needle teeth. Human airway would have to do. He slid the tube past her secondary pallet, taped it secure. Bag valve mask in hand, he squeezed rhythmically. Oxygen forced into her lungs. Footsteps thundered beyond the hatch. Elias kept ventilating. 1, 2, in, out. Her chest rose, fell. No pulse under his fingers. He shifted, locked elbows, started compressions. Ribs cracked. Standard break for revival.
He counted silently. 30 compressions.
2 breaths. The hatch buckled inward. Blaster fire scorched the seal. It gave way. Commander Joran Keth burst through, armored bulk filling the frame. His energy rifle snapped up, crystal emitter glowing blue at Elias's head.
Human, back from the royal flesh!
Joran's voice boomed, mandibles clicking fury. 4 guards fanned behind him, weapons trained. Elias didn't pause. Compress. Release. Evidence. Joran advanced, rifle steady. You defile her. Execution for touching Cathari blood. Joran's pupils dilated. Cathari tell for kill rage. Elias drove his palms down harder. Sari's body jolted. Shoot me, she dies now. Culp, she lives. Guards shifted, claws twitching on triggers. Joran's mandible flexed. Doctrine screamed intruder threat. But the human kept rhythm. Compress, ventilate, like a machine born to it. No fear scent. Orun, Joran barked into his comm. Medical breach. Human desecrates the air. Elias tuned it out. Sweat stung his eyes.
Sari's lips cyanosed deeper. He pinched the bag tighter.
Come on. Fractured ribs ground under his hands, but humans took worse. Aliens? Their calcium lattices shattered easier. The hatch rattled again. More guards piled in. Elias glimpsed ornate robes, royalty. Queen Valessa swept forward, her crown spines erect. Keeler Prime Orin clutched a scanner trailing her. Cold crystal hummed. Last order.
Cease. Elias met the queen's gaze over the princess's body.
Valessa's eyes narrowed, golden irises contracting.
What heresy is this, human?
Cardiac arrest protocol. Elias pumped again. Heart stopped, restarting it. Orun shoved forward, scanner whining.
Impossible. Cathari hearts fibrillate under stress.
Regeneration dormant until... Bias AI reconvulsed. Elias felt it first, the flutter under his palm. He yanked the airway, checked pupils. They contracted. Pulse thrummed, weak but steady. Silence crashed over the bay. Joran's rifle wavered. She's back, Elias said. He clamped a pressure dressing over the gash. Blood slowed, already clotting faster than human norms. Valessa knelt opposite him, claws hovering. Explain. Adrenaline surge. Manual circulation bridged the gap. Her skin warmed under his touch. Regeneration kicking in? Orun scanned frantically. Biofields aligning. Lattice reforming. This defies texts. Joran lowered his weapon a fraction. He broke her ribs, touched sacred blood, and saved it. Valessa's voice cut like whole plating. She traced a claw along Ceri's jaw. The princess stirred, mandibles twitching. Why does she mend in your grasp, medic? Elias shrugged, checking vitals. DP rising. O2 sats climbing. Dunno. Touch trigger something? Keep pressure here. He guided Valessa's claw to the dressing. She hesitated, then pressed. Ceri's eyes fluttered open. Golden slits focused on Elias. Pain fades. Stay still, princess. Elias smiled faintly. Humans did that, reassure with faces. Her gaze held his, confusion melting to curiosity. Orun hissed. Sympathetic resonance. Joran holstered his rifle, looming. You risk execution still. Proof demands trial. Valessa rose, pulling Ceri's head to her shoulder. Trial by continuation. Monitor him, Orun. Joran, secure the human. Guards flanked him, but loose, no cuffs. Sayeri watched as they lifted her onto a hover stretcher. Her claw extended, brushed his hand. Warmth spread, unnatural. Why you? She whispered. Luck and protocol. Alarms quieted. Crew stared, human among Cathari elite. In the Royal Medbay, crystal walls hummed with regen fields. Oreen hooked Sayri to monitors. Elias stood back, arms crossed. Valesa paced. Human medicine barbaric, Orun muttered. Crude force over bioweave. Worked. Elias pointed at the holoscreen, wound edges knitting. Bone density up 20% already.
Sayri gripped the bed rail.
It burned. Then, healed. Valesa halted. Truth. Our healers induce stasis. Yours ignites renewal. Joran grunted. One anomaly. Not trust. Run tests. I'll stay. Orun calibrated a probe. Touch her again. Record fields. Sayri extended her arm. He pressed fingers to her wrist, pulse strong. Scanners beeped wild. Energy spikes danced between them. Symbiosis, Orun breathed. Human baseline stabilizes Cathari flux. Valesa's spines lowered. A rare softening. You dragged her from death medic. Name terms. Elias Ward. Ship doctor. Terms. Full access. Sari smiled faintly, fangs glinting. He smells of safety. Georgian crossed arms. I watch.
Hours blurred. Elias adjusted drips. Human electrolytes mixed with Cathari plasma.
Orun argued dosages. Valesa observed every move.
Sadie slept, color returning. Elias slumped in a chair. Exhaustion hit. But her monitors sang steady. A chime. Orun stared at data. Regen rate tripled. Since his proximity, the breach was no accident. Sabotage traces.
Who? Rivals.
But now her gaze pinned him. You anchor her life. Enemies will target you. Joran nodded. Protect the protector.
Sayri stirred. Stay, Elias.
He nodded.
Compassion, just medicine. But her hand found his again. Healing accelerated. Outside, shadows moved in the corridors. The real fight brewed. Queen Valesa's spines flared. Human. Surrender the princess. Submit to restraint, now. Elias tightened his grip on Sayri's limp form. Assassins had struck minutes ago. Blades poisoned. Shadows fleeing as guards swarmed. He dragged her from the corridor collapse, her scales dulling to gray. Monitors in the medbay screamed. Her family encircled him, Valesa's eyes like shattered obsidian, Joran's claws half-drawn, Orun clutching a stabilizer vial. Elias shifted Sayri higher against his chest. Her breath rattled. She crashes without me. 3 interventions first. Fluids to counter toxin bleed, pressure wrap on the wound, sedation to halt seizures. Then I comply. You presume to dictate in my palace? Presume nothing. Protocol. Elias locked eyes with her. Interrupt, she dies. Uninterrupted care. Your guards bind me after. Joran stepped forward, blade humming. Bind him now. Orun raised a clawed hand. Wait. Let me stabilize. Human methods unproven.
Silvery fluid gleamed. Cathari stasis, standard for royals.
Elias tensed. Not with neurotoxin.
It'll... Orun injected.
Sahiri convulsed. Vitals plummeted. Heart flux erratic. Regen fields inverting. Alarms wailed. Her scales cracked. Ichor seeping. Cascade! Orun hissed.
Why? Stasis locks the toxin.
Elias shoved past Joran, laid Sayeri on the slab. He ripped open his med kit, slammed IV line into her arm, human saline laced with electrolytes, pumps whirred. Next, compression bandage, tight over the gash, squeezing venom back. Her spasms slowed. Last syringe of midazolam, precise dose, alien adjusted from scans. Pushed slow, monitors steadied. Flux normalized, regen spiked green.
Silence crashed. Sayeri's eyes fluttered open, violet slits focusing on him.
Her clawed hand gripped his sleeve, fangs parted. Elias! The room froze. Valesa's spines retracted an inch. Joran's blade powered down. Orhun's probe trembled in his grip. Elias exhaled, pulse steady under his fingers. Toxin bound. She'll hold. Orun leaned in, scanners whirring.
Impossible.
Stasis should halt decline. Yours, reverses. Practical medicine. Elias adjusted the drip. Didn't pull away from her grasp. Warmth pulsed where they touched, her field sinking to his baseline.
Subtle. Steadying.
Valessa glided closer.
The renewal. Stress response. Elias met her gaze. Your daughter's physiology, rare. Toxin-triggered flux collapse. My care?
Familiar stress. Ignites regen.
Sayeri squeezed harder. Anchors. Jurin grunted. Demonstrate. Again. Orun calibrated fresh probes. Proximity fields. Record. He waved Elias back. Sayeri's vitals dipped. Faint tremor. Elias stepped close. Hand to wrist. Fields danced. Harmonized. Regen tripled. Valessa's voice dropped. The breach earlier. Sabotage confirmed. Rivals scent weakness. They'll hit again. Protect the protector. Jernin positioned at the door. I watch. Hours ground on. Elias mixed drips. Human buffers with Cathari plasma.
Orun argued ratios. Too alkaline. Her pH crashed.
Watch. Sayeri's color bloomed. Scales iridescent. She slept deep. Hand never releasing his sleeve.
Ah, Valessa, observed from the throne shadow.
Her spine stayed low. Exhaustion clawed Elias. Field surgeon habits kicked in. Coffee stale in his pouch, but he skipped it. Monitors sang steady. A chime. Orun bolted upright. Regen rate quadrupled. Proximity sustained. Stay. He nodded. Not going anywhere. Compassion?
Just medicine. But her fields hummed against his skin.
Healing accelerated. Deeper. Jorin's comm buzzed. Perimeter breach. Shadows again. Valessa rose. Arm him. What? You anchor her. The queen tossed a Cathari pulse rifle. Light. Balanced. Earned. Guards flooded in. Orun prepped defenses. Stasis fields. Elias cradled Sayeri one-armed. Rifle hummed alive. Jorin flanked him. Protocol. You center. We shield. Explosions rocked corridors. Bladed drones swarmed. Rival clan marks etched on holes. Jorin slashed 2. Elias fired. Precise bursts. Human aim dropping. 3. Together, her free hand glowed. Flux wave. Shattered a drone swarm. Regen-fed offense now. Orun gaped. Symbiosis active. Valessa blasted an infiltrator. Collaborate, human. Terms. Full access. Elias reloaded. Joint care. Accepted. Her spines flared, not threat. Resolve. Sayeri leaned into him. You smell of safety. Always. Elias checked her wound. Sealed. Mutual. Jorin clapped his shoulder. Protector. Orun synced datapads. Human baseline. Cathari catalyst. Publish. Valessa pinned Elias. Weaponize first. Shadows cleared, but scans pinged. Residual toxin variant.
Sayeri weakened. Elias adjusted drip.
Her grip tightened. Fields surged. Outside palace hummed. Alliances shifted. Healers convened. Guards drilled. Human tactics. Days blurred. Elias trained Orun on IVs. Steady push. No rush. Orun nodded. Your instinct. Protocol layered. Sayeri walked corridors. Elias at side. Her steps strengthened. Family sees now. Valessa summoned. Throne room gleamed on.
You turned tragedy.
Shared future.
Medicine. Compassion standard.
She extended claw. Grip firm. Anchor our line. Air bonds.
Saidi smiled. Fangs glint.
Stay. Orun logged data. Human normal. Extraordinary. Elias felt it. Not just fields. Bond. Cross species. Protective. Alarms blared anew. Deeper breach. Rivals bold. Elias raised rifle. Together. They charged. Trust forged in crisis. Future shared. Elias swept the handheld scanner over Sayeri's torso. Blue light traced her wound. The display spiked. Tissue layers fused at triple the baseline rate.
He frowned. Regeneration active.
Violates your charts? Orun snatched the scanner. His frilled crest flared red. Cathari physiology demands stasis fields. No knitting without them.
This defies doctrine.
He jabbed the screen. See? Membrane seal without catalyst. Elias studied Sayari's limp form on the medbay slab. Her breathing rasped, shallow. Flux wave burns charred her scales black.
He logged the data.
Document it. Human protocol. Observe first. Joran burst through the hatch. His armored spines locked upright. Quarantine. No exits. Guards sealed the bay. Blaster rifles trained on Elias.
Joran advanced. Claws clicking. Human.
Explain the anomaly. Orin reports impossible healing. Elias kept his hands visible. Standard scan. She's stabilizing. He pointed to the monitor. Wounds closed mid-interrogation. Edges pulled taut. Scales regreasing. Sayari's chest rose steadier. Joran's optics narrowed.
Stabilizing. She hemorrhaged crystal fluid.
Healer Prime predicted cascade failure. He gripped Elias's collar. Your presence triggered it. Sabotage? Elias met the commander's gaze. Field surgery. I stopped the bleed, started fluids. Now it knits. He glanced at Sayari. Fresh pink tissue gleamed under charred edges. Orin cross-checked his pad. Scans confirm. Human vitals sync with hers. Heart resonance?
He recoiled.
No precedent. Joran released Elias.
Prove it stays. One twitch toward the princess. Alarms whooped outside.
Distant blasts echoed.
Joran spun.
Breach protocols hold.
He posted guards. Back to Elias. Interrogate later.
Contain her.
Infection risk spiked on his readouts. Pus analogs bubbled at wound margins. Clean out, now, or sepsis. He prepped saline flush and forceps. Orin blocked the tray. Irrigation kills Cathari nerves. We use resonance balm.
His voice cracked.
Queen's air. Sayari stirred. Her eyes flickered open. Violet slits.
Pain eases.
She gripped Elias's arm. Claws pricked, not tore. Your touch fields a line. Jurun froze. Highness? Elias seized the moment. Consent given. Step back. He flushed the wound. Saline hissed against charred flesh. Sayari hissed too, spines twitching, but no thrash. Tissue response accelerated.
Dead matter sloughed clean. Orin gaped.
No neural shock. Readings purify.
Microneedles whispered. Basic debridement. Prevents abscess.
He applied antibiotic gel. Human stock. Adapted on the fly.
Stay. At side.
You. Stand down.
The commander hesitated. Claws flexed.
Highness, he's outsider. Unvetted.
Sayari's spine smoothed.
Color returned to her scales.
He mends what Fields broke.
Joran bowed rigid, as commanded.
Guards lowered rifles, but optics stayed locked. Elias checked vitals. Pulse synced to his. Odd. Rest now. He adjusted the IV drip. Nutrient mix flowed steady. Orun thrust forward. Blood sample.
He prepped a crystal extractor. Must isolate trigger.
1 vial. No more. He drew from Sayari's port. Purple fluid swirled. Handed it over. Orun slotted it into his analyzer. Hollow display bloomed. Enzymes spiked. Triggered by stress analog.
He scrolled. Human cortisol match.
But inverted. His proximity inverts our decay. Sayari smiled faint. Fangs glinted.
Elias blinked.
Scanner confirmed. Organs mended. Liver analog knit whole. Kidneys flushed toxin remnants. All post-cleanout. Basic stuff triggered it. Orun's crest pulsed blue. Respect. Your basic rewrites ours. Joran grunted. Evidence mounts. But trust earned in cycles, not breaths. The hatch hissed. Queen Valessa entered. Her crown spines loomed tallest. Guards snapped straighter. Report. Dear lives? Sayari nodded. Mother, human anchors me.
Valessa's gaze pinned Elias.
Razor assessment. You bypassed our fields. Why? Protocol.
Elias stood tall. No bow.
Stop. Bleed. Clean.
Stabilize. Compassion standard.
She circled him. Claws tested air.
Compassion or weapon? Orun passed her the data pad.
She scanned. Spines dipped. Tissue violation confirmed. Regen without loss. Elias met her eyes. Joint care. Let me monitor. Valessa paused. Terms. Full scans reciprocal. Your biology too.
She gripped firm, testing.
Joran exhaled static. Quarantine lifts. Conditional. Valessa released Elias. He stays with air.
Watch him.
Sairi pulled Elias closer. Her warmth pulsed. Safety scent. Medbay hummed quieter. Elias logged final reads. Healing held. But toxin variant pinged residual. He tweaked the drip. Her eyes locked his. Trust sparked. Orun hovered, quizzing. This instinct. Layered protocol? Elias demonstrated IV swap. Steady push. Orun mimicked. Success. Sairi sat up. Scales gleamed full. Walk with me. Corridors thrummed. Georgian at point. Family sees. Sairi leaned. You turned edge. Valessa summoned at throne arch. Gleam fields danced. Tragedy inverted. Shared path. Elias halted. Medicine builds futures. She extended claw. Grip sealed. Anchor line.
Air bonds you.
Saray Rifangs flashed. Stay. Jurin clapped Elias's shoulder. Thud. Solid. Orun synced pads. Human norm. Cathari key. Publish. Valessa spines flared resolve. Weaponize first. Rival circle. Scans pinged clean. But palace alarms wailed. Deeper breach. Elias grabbed medkit. Rifle slung nearby. Together, Sairi fields surged. Grip locked. Wounds long sealed. Bond forged. They charged. Flux waves met human lead. Drones shattered. Silence fell. Sairi leaned in. Always safety. Elias checked her. Perfect. Mutual. Outside, healers drilled IVs. Guards adopted stances. Alliances rooted. Days fused. Elias trained Orun on sutures. Orun nodded. Protocol poetry. Sairi strode free. Elias shadowed. Her laugh echoed. Rare. Valessa watched from days. Reality renegotiated. New ping. Toxin echo. Elias adjusted.
Her hand covered his. Fields hummed harmony.
Rivals probed shadows, but Palace stood united. Human hands wove alien threads. Elias felt it. Not scans. Bond. Protective. Cross lines. Alarms blared sharper. Bold strike! He raised rifle. On me. They moved as one. Healing arms led charge. Future theirs. Explosions tore through the bulkhead. Shouts echoed in Cathari tongue. Doctor. Alice. Elias Ward slammed his medkit shut and grabbed his field rifle. Red emergency lights pulsed.
Pirates had breached the diplomatic liner. Alarms screamed.
All hands to stations.
Captain's voice crackled over comms. Elias sprinted down the corridor toward the royal section. Power flickered. Pirates cut the grid to force surrender.
He reached the princess's quarters. Guards dragged Princess Saray from her stasis couch.
Her iridescent skin dulled under trauma fields. Shrapnel gashed her side. Blue blood seeped. Doctor. The guard's spines bristled. Evac pod launches in 60. Pulse thready. Oxygen sats dropping. Royal physiology. Fragile as glass. She's not stable. Pod spin will kill her. Joran's claws flexed. Doctrine. Secure air first.
You follow.
Pods hissed open. Crew piled in. Elias ignored it. He yanked field dressings from his kit.
Not without her. Pirate gunfire rattled closer.
Joran signaled 2 guards. They formed up. Elias pressed hypospray to Sairi's neck. Stabilizers flooded her system. Her fields flickered. Weak hum against his palm. Move! Joran shoved forward. Elias rigged a portable life support loop. He looped oxygen line from his pack to her mask. IV drip clamped to his belt. Her weight slumped against him. Light. Too light for royalty.
They ducked into maintenance shafts. Dim crawl space reeked of ozone.
Joran led point, rifle sweeping shadows. Elias crawled second, Sairi cradled. Guards trailed. Hand signals flashed. Joran, enemy ahead, Elias signaled back. Patient priority. No fire. Blaster bolts scorched the shaft wall. Joran rolled left. Elias shielded Sairi. Heat singed his sleeve. Her fields buzzed faint protest. Guard down. Rear guard hissed. Elias twisted. Young Cathari clutched a gut wound. Intestines bulged through charred armor. Blood pooled fast.
Keep moving, Joran growled. Elias dropped Sairi gently.
Not without him. He slapped tourniquet above the wound. Clamped vessels. Human protocol. Stop, bleed, seal, stabilize. Sutures flew from his fingers. Needle-pierced scale. Guard gasped.
Yeah.
Pirates advanced. Human magic, medicine. Elias injected coagulant, packed the cavity. Guard's field stabilized. Color returned to spines. Guard staggered up, rifle ready, unit whole. They pushed on. Shaft narrowed. Sayeri stirred in Elias's arms. Fangs grazed his collar. Pain. Fades. Stay down.
Her fields hum stronger. Odd.
Scans showed regen spike, not protocol. Blast door ahead. Jorn punched override. Gears ground, half open. Pirate's boots thundered. Through! Elias boosted Sayeri. Jorn hauled her clear. Elias dove last. Door groaned.
Mechanism seized.
Sparks flew. Door jammed midway.
Pirates yelled. Blasters chewed the frame.
Trapped, Joran said. He wedged claws in. Muscles strained. No give. Oxygen warning beeped. Compartment sealed. Air cycling failed. Elias checked gauge. 10 minutes. Guards fired back. One dropped. Headshot. Joran dragged him aside. Sayeri coughed. Mask fogged. Her hand gripped Elias's arm. Claws pricked, not broke skin. Fields pulsed hot. Elias tore open his pack. Backup oxy tank. He spliced lines. Boosted flow. Breathe steady. Joran slammed door controls. Nothing. Queen's forces rally outside. Hold. Pirates breached shaft behind. Blasts scorched air. Elias slung rifle one-handed. Fired bursts. One pirate crumpled. Cathari guards cheered. Sayeri's eyes locked on him. Why stay? Job's not done. He checked her wound. Sealed. Regen knit flesh. Impossible for Cathari. Stress trigger. His touch. Oxygen dipped to 8 minutes. Vision blurred. Elias rationed breaths. Joran roared challenge. Claws raked a pirate probe. Blood sprayed human red.
Healer Prime Orin patched through comms.
Fields report anomaly. Her regen. Later. Clamp. Stitch. Bandage. Guard rose firing. Pirates fell back. Reinforcements? No. Elias's shots pinned them. Sayeri pulled him close. Fields surged. Oxygen gauge steadied. Her regen fed back. Air tasted fresher. Door buckled. Joran braced it. Queen inbound. 5. Rifle hot. Sayeri's grip tightened. Trust sparked in her gaze. 4. Blasts intensified. Elias treated Joran's gash. Quick sealant. Commander flexed arm. Stronger. 3. Sadi's fields enveloped him. Warmth spread. His fatigue lifted. Her eyes widened. You heal me. Mutual. Scans pinged. Her sats perfect. 2. Pirate breaching charge whined. 1. Queen Valessa's voice boomed over external. Stand down, vermin. Explosions outside. Pirate screamed.
Royal guards poured in. Valessa strode through smoke.
Spines rigid, eyes on Elias. He eased Sayeri down. She stood unaided. Fields blazed. Valessa's claw extended. Not threat. Assessment. Human. Elias met her stare. Medicine. And time. Orun pushed forward. Scanned Sayeri. Triggered by contact. Joran clapped Elias's shoulder. Protector earned. Sayeri leaned into Elias. Fangs flashed smile. Bond forms. Valessa's spines eased. Threats circle. Your methods, steady. But alarms wailed anew. Deeper breach. Pirate core sabotage. Rifle ready. Together, Sayeri gripped his hand. Fields locked. Always. They charged into the fray. Human lad wove through flux waves. Drones shattered under combined fire. Silence fell. Scans cleared. Days blurred. Elias trained Orun. Suture like this. Precision. Orun nodded. Human norm reshapes us. Valessa watched from command days. Reality shifts. New ping. Toxin trace in vents. Elias adjusted IV on a guard. Sayeri's hand covered his.
Harmony hummed.
Rivals probed. Palace secured. Bonds rooted. Alarms sharpened. Bold strike inbound.
Elias raised rifle.
On me, they moved as one. Healing arms led. Future forged. Elias slammed his shoulder into the jammed door. Metal groaned. Sparks flew from the hinges. Pirate sabotage had warped the frame during the breach. Corridor collapse trapped him with Princess Sairi. Airway compromised. Toxin haze from the vents clawed at her throat. Sats dropping to 80%. No time for tools.
He wedged his multi-tool into the seam.
The door buckled. A sharp rip tore through his left forearm. Tendon snap. Pain lanced white hot, but he ignored it. Door gave way with a screech. He dropped beside Sairi. Her iridescent scales dulled under flickering emergency lights. Spines along her neck wilted. Fangs parted in weak wheezes.
Stay with me, princess.
Elias tilted her head back, opened her airway with jaw thrust. No neck brace handy. Protocol said stabilize first.
She coughed. Toxin-flecked foam bubbled at her lips.
Elias sealed a mask over her face. Pumped oxygen from his portable tank. Her fields, those shimmering bioenergy auras Cathari projected, flickered erratically, like a heartbeat on the fritz. He checked vitals. Heart rate spiking. Regen markers flatline. Cathari physiology baffled him still. Fragile under stress but capable of miracles if triggered right. His human gut said fight it manually. Alarms wailed deeper in the palace. Queen Valessa's forces repelled pirates outside, but this wing stayed dark. Elias glanced at his arm. Forearm ballooned, tendon ruptured clean, useless for fine work. He ripped flexi-splint from his kit, aligned the bones by feel. Wrapped tight, pain sharpened focus, adrenaline dumped.
Saristar.
Eyes slitted open, violet slits glowing faint. Who, man? Breathe out. Elias timed prompts. 1. Hold. 2. Release. Her fields pulsed in sync. Sats climbed to 90. He adjusted the mask, injected broad-spectrum antitoxin. Human formula, risky for Cathari. Orin warned against it yesterday. Your chemistry disrupts our cascades. Elias's trusted kinetics over theory. Footsteps echoed. Not guards, pirate scavengers probing. Elias drew his sidearm. Splinted arm awkward, but right hand steady. He propped Sairi against the wall, monitored her pulse. Her claw twitched toward him. Weak grip on his sleeve. Fields brightened a notch. Rest. Human warmth against cool scales. Monitor pinged. Incoming link. Healer Prime Orun patching in from the Royal Medbay. Hollow feed split Elias's wrist display. Orun's stern face, spines erect. Dr. Ward. Status.
Airway open. Toxin neutralizing.
Regen stalled. Elias angled the scanner.
Sade's bio-reading streamed live.
Orun's eyes narrowed. Claws tapped console. Shh. Her cascade should terminate. Yet.
Spike incoming? Elias's arm throbbed. Sweat beaded despite the chill.
Stress hormones surged. Cortisol, adrenaline, human norm under duress. Orun froze. Your vitals. Elevated markers. Adrenaline analogs interfacing. Correlating now.
Sairi's fields blazed sudden gold.
Scales retained luster. Regen cascade ignited. Tissue knitting visible under translucent skin. Elias blinked. What the? Human distress pheromones. Orun hissed, triggering her rare response. Sympathetic region, documented once in archives. She heals under duress. Yours. Saidi gasped. Strength flooded her limbs. She sat up, unaided, eyes locked on Elias's splint. Pain. Yours. Her palm pressed his forearm. Warmth spread, not heat, but vibration. Fields enveloped his injury. Tendon fibers tingled. Knit. Elias flexed. Pain faded. Holy... reflex, she murmured. Fangs gleamed. Bond echo. You hurt. I mend. He stared. Tissue repair accelerated. Days and seconds. Human cells danced to her rhythm. Orun's voice crackled. Reversal confirmed. Cross-species cascade. Princess. Ceases. Too late. Elias stood. Arm functional. Rifle up. He pulled Sairi behind cover as pirate shadows breached the far hatch. Stay low. He fired. Suppressor coughed. First pirate dropped. Sairi snatched a guard's fallen pulse rifle. Field synced with his. She fired in tandem. Precise bursts shredded armor. They advanced. Corridor cleared. Elias checked corners.
She guarded his flank. Explosions rocked the outer hull.
Queen Valessa's voice boomed over comms. Intruders purged. Medwing secure. Royal Guards breached the corridor. Commander Joran Keth led. Spines flared, claws extended. Rifle swept room. He halted, scanned wreckage, then them, both upright. Sari vibrant, Elias unscathed, patient standing. Doctrines growl mixed awe and suspicion. Doctrine says collapse. Hours minimum. Medicine adapts. Sari stepped forward. Palm still tingled from his arm. He forced the door. Hurt himself. Saved me. Joran's eyes flicked to Elias's splint, now pristine. Then, mutual? Orun burst in behind guards. Scanner out. Data streams. Human stress catalyzes her regen. She reciprocates. Paradigm breach. Queen Valessa strode through smoke. Spines rigid. Violet eyes pierced Elias. Guards parted. Elias eased Sari forward.
She stood tall. Fields blazed steady.
Valessa's claw extended, touched daughter's cheek. Then Elias's arm. Human. Explain breach of biology. Instinct. Alive restore. Splint self. Prompts for airway. Your healer's feed showed the link. Orun nodded stiff. Stress hormones.
His pain keyed her cascade.
She healed him reflex. First cross-species bond recorded. Valessa's spines eased a fraction. Pirates circle. Toxins linger. Your methods deploy. Alarms wailed anew. Deeper breach pinged. Core sabotage. Elias grabbed medkit. Rifle slung. Guards down. Need triage. Sari gripped his hand. Fields locked. Together. Joran clapped Elias's shoulder. Protector earned. Move. They charged. Elias led through flux waves. Cathari energy barriers flickering from damage. He wove human precision, ducked drones, tagged weak points. Sari chattered hullbots with field-enhanced shots. Your hurt fuels me. He glanced back. Her eyes shone. Bond hummed. Silence fell. Scans cleared vents. Guards stabilized under Elias's sutures. Days blurred. Ellis trained Orun in medbay. Suture like this. Tension even. Orun's claws mimicked. Human norm reshapes cascades. Efficient. Valessa watched from dais. Reality negotiates. New ping toxin trace evaded purge. Elias adjusted IV on downed guard.
Sayedi's palm covered his heart.
Harmony pulsed. Rivals probed borders. Palace locked tight. Bonds rooted deep. Alarms. Sharpened. Bold strike inbound. Fleet signatures. Elias raised rifle. Splint long gone. On me. Sari synced fields. Joran flanked. Orun prepped triage. They moved as one. Human lead pierced shadows. Healing arms forged ahead. Valessa's voice cut comms. Incoming Queen's gambit. Elias Ward. Your bond leads. He pushed forward. Pain? None now. Her touch erased it. Their future ignited. But scans lied. Toxin mutated.
Sadi's fields wavered mid-charge. Elias.
It burns anew. He caught her. Heart sank. Her healing demanded his hurt. But this poison laughed at both. Orun's voice urgent. Cascade inverting Elias caught Cyabrius. Her knees buckled. Her fields flickered out. Toxin claws dug deeper into her veins. Orun! Elias barked. He lowered her to the deck, palms pressing her shoulders. Scans screamed. Cascade inverting. Poison twisted her regeneration against her. Orun skidded into the corridor, claws extended. Guards piled in behind. Wounded Cathari leaking ichor from hullbot strikes. Fleet signatures bloomed on tactical overlays. Rivals closing fast. Queen Valessa's hologram snapped into view above them. Her eyes locked on Elias. Human.
Toxin evades our purges. Your bond stabilized her before.
Command the response. Mixed team. Now. Elias blinked. Command? From the Queen herself. No Cathari had ever yielded that to an outsider. He nodded sharp. Triage here. Orun, you're on replication. Joran, secure the bay. Sayeri stays with me. Valessa's hologram vanished. Authority settled on Elias like a splint, firm, unyielding. He surged up, rifle slung. Corridor first. Joran flank left. Signals green pulse for clear, red for hold fire. No frenzy panic. Joran grunted approval. His guards fanned out, energy lances humming. A drone buzzed from a vent. Cathari design, corrupted by toxin hack. Joran fired wide, lance grazed a guard's arm. Eicher sprayed, Red pulse, Elias yelled. He slapped his wrist beacon. Red light flooded the hall. Joran froze. Guards halted mid-charge. Elias darted forward. Human reflexes snapped. Duck, roll, tag drone's weak emitter. It sparked and dropped. Green. Move. Joran's mandibles clicked respect. Human eyes pierced shadows. They cleared the corridor in 30 seconds. Wounded dragged into the casualty bay. 5 Cathari guards, 2 palisades. Syri stirred on the deck, eyes fluttering. Elias pointed. Orun Station 2. Replicate my sequence. Epinephrine analog first, then suture lattice. Tension even, like I showed you. Orun's claws flexed. He grabbed the second worst. A guard with inverted fields shredding his torso. Human norm reshapes cascades. Elias watched from the corner of his eye. Orun pierced flesh with precision needles. Stabilizer foam hissed in. The guard's field stabilized. No collapse. Vitals climbed.
Success, Orun hissed.
Impossible for us alone.
Sayeri first.
He hoisted her onto the central slab. IV locked in. Broad spectrum purge, boosted with human synth blood. Her palm twitched toward his arm.
Harmony owned.
But Toxin fought it. Elias, she whispered. Fields brushed his skin. Pain ebbed from his old splint wound. Her color returned. Not yet.
He pinned her hand gentle.
Or it backlashes. Doors hissed. More wounded flooded in. Joran bellowed orders. A rival boarding pod slammed the outer hull. Shutters rocked the bay. Elias triaged fast. Red priority. That one, fields inverting, yellows to Orun. Greens, self-aid kits. He standardized signals across the team. Wrist beacons synced, green for mobile, yellow for assisted, red for critical. Cathari claws fumbled human interfaces at first, too blunt. Elias slapped on claw covers from his kit. Grip here. Pulse twice for confirm.
Panic died. They flowed like a unit.
Sari pushed up. Legs wobbled, but she stood.
I walk. Bay only. Controlled contact. She nodded. Eyes locked his. She moved to the red priority guard, fields shredded worse than hers. Her palm hovered, then touched his chest. Controlled pulse. No full bond. Guard's ichor slowed. Regeneration kicked in. Orun stared. Princess, you boost without drain?
His limits,
Syri said. She glanced at Elias. Trust gleamed. Elias sutured a yellow while watching. Her ability, triggered by his hurt, amplified by contact. But toxin mutated. Full bond could kill her. Queen Valessa strode in, flanked by elite guards. Hull groaned. Pods breaching decks above. Joran peeled off to reinforce. Valessa's gaze swept the bay. Stabilized wounded breathed steady. Orun prepped a third with Elias's sequence. Sayeri withdrew her hand, steady on her feet. Report, Valessa demanded. Elias didn't pause. Toxin inverts fields. Item number 3. Human stabilizers counter it. Princess boosts recovery, controlled only. No exploitation. Valessa's crest flared. Exploitation saves us. Elias tied off the suture. Her regen feeds on stress. Mine first. Safe dose. Push it. She collapses. Limits. 5-second contacts. Max. 3 per cycle. Monitor vitals. Orun verifies. Orun nodded from his station. Human protocols hold. Second save confirms. Valessa measured him. Razor precise. Then inclined her head. Accepted. Sayeri squeezed Elias's arm. Harmony pulsed soft. Pain? Gone. Her field synced his heartbeat. Joran burst back. Breaches sealed, but toxin vents active, spreading to core chambers.
Elias stood.
Rifle up. Orun, hold bay. Joran, on me. Princess, fields only, no touch. Sari fell in. Together.
Elias led, human instincts tagging toxin flows. Cathari lances cleared drones.
But scans spiked. Core chamber breached. Queen's throne room. Valessa's voice cut comms. Core now. My air leads with you.
He pushed harder, bonds rooted.
Healing arms forged the path, but a new ping hit his scanner. Toxin source, not hack. Biological. Deployed by an insider.
Huh?
Hull rocked. Pods multiplied. Elias fired, ducked, sutured a glancing wound on Joran mid-stride. Signals holding? Joran pulsed green. Unit unbreakable. Syri's fields shattered a drone swarm.
Your hurt fuels precision.
Elias glanced back. Her eyes shone brighter.
Bond hummed stronger. They hit the core antechamber. Guards down, fields fully inverted. Toxin clouds billowed. Orin's voice urgent over comms. Bay overflow. Need princess boost. Controlled? Elias hesitated. Her limits, he'd set them. But Queen's life hung next.
2 cycles, he relayed.
Monitor? Sadi nodded, touched a downed guard. Regen flared. Valessa waited in the throne vault, blade drawn. Rival infiltrator pinned, but Toxin ate her fields. Human, she said. Finish it. Elias scanned. Infiltrator's pouch. Toxin vials. Insider mark. Healer Prime's glyph. Orin. No time. He plunged stabilizer into Valessa. Fields knit. But Sayeri gasped.
Her controlled touch backlashed.
Fields wavered. Elias. He caught her again. Heart raced. Toxin laughed at limits. Deeper scans revealed. Her regen evolved. Needed his blood now, not just hurt. Shared future? Or shared poison? Fleet closed. Insider fled toward engines. Elias raised rifle. Georgian flush him. They pursued. Bond pulled taut, trust built in blood and sutures. But Orin's comms crackled. Elias, my error. Rivals paid. Forgive? Betrayal hit.
Elias's finger tightened on trigger. Compassion or protocol?
Elias squeezed the trigger. The rifle bucked. A stun round clipped Orin's shoulder. The healer Prime crumpled against the engine bulkhead, fields flickering out. Joran lunged forward. He pinned Orun's arms. Traitor secured. Elias advanced. Rifle trained. Toxin vials rattled in Orun's pouch. Confession matched the glyph.
Why? Orun gasped.
Queen's Fields.
They promised cure. I tested on drones first.
Sayeri swayed beside Elias. Her hand gripped his arm. Fields stabilized against his skin. Elias. Mother waits. He scanned her vitals. Heart steady now. His blood trace in her system. Regen locked on. No time for interrogation. Georgian, cuff him. Fleet inbound? Affirmative. Morning procession. Joran dragged Orun away. Elias scooped Sayeri up. She weighed light. Fields humming warm. They raced back through antechambers. Guards parted. Toxin haze cleared under vents. Royal chamber doors irised open. Queen Valessa stood at the throne dais. Her blade sheathed. Attendants knelt, a bier waited empty, prepared for Saye. Gasps rippled. The air, alive? Elias laid Sayeri on the dais edge. He pulled his medpad. Hollow screens bloomed, regen graphs spiking. Your Highness, data confirms. Her physiology responds to human standard care. Stabilizers knit fields. My blood antigens trigger cascade. Valessa's eyes narrowed. Fields pulsed sharp.
Impossible. Orin swore humans poison us.
Orun burst in, Joran shoving him forward. The healer Prime dropped to knees. Majesty. All accusations void. Human protocols, they work. Toxin was my error. Rivals coerced.
Silence stretched. Valessa's gaze flicked to screens.
Graphs showed Sayeri's fields at peak, brighter than baseline. Orun bowed lower. Request joint research. Under Dr. Rossett. Ward's methods. Cathari healing blind to this trigger. Sari stirred, she sat up. Fields blazed gold. Attendants recoiled. I live. Fleet horns blared outside. Shuttles docked. Mourners streamed in. Nobles, allies. They froze at the bier. Whispers. Dead princess walks. Valessa raised a hand. Dr. Ward. You saved my heir. Again. Name your price. Elias met her stare. Protection for my crew. Status as ally physician. And continued access to Sayeri. Granted. Valessa signaled. Guards flanked him.
You serve the Cathari line.
Sayeri stood. She gripped Elias's hand. Fields synced. Visible pulse. No, I choose. Cross-species pact. Elias Ward is my personal physician. Human medicine binds with Cathari blood. Murmur swelled.
Nobles leaned in. Joran nodded once.
Bond proven. Valessa's field softened fraction. Publicly declared. Fleet witnesses. Elias felt the weight. His blood in her veins. Regen evolved. Craved the stress of his touch. Shared poison? No. Shared strength. I accept. One condition. All eyes locked. Mutual rescue clause. In treaty, Cathari aid humans in crisis. As we aid you. Valessa tilted head. Bold, why? Your fields excel in combat. Ours in repair. Together, unbreakable. Agreed. Mother? Queen paused. Data scrolled on screens. Sayuri's vitals mirroring Elias's. Impossible before. Real now. Clause added. Treaty seals at dawn. Cheers erupted. Fleet nobles surged forward. You rewrite doctrine. You rewrite doctrine. Orin rose. Humbled. Teach me, human. Your instinct defies scans. Medpad beeped. Sayuri's levels optimal. Her eyes met his, brighter. Bond hummed. Start with blood work. Mine and hers. Sari pulled him aside. Away from throng. It needs you now, not just hurt. Your essence. He checked her neck, faint scar from collapse. We'll map it. Safe doses. She touched his wrist. Fields tingled his skin. You caught me. Again. Protocol. He smiled faint. Compassion? Her fields warmed his arm. Fleet lights bathed the chamber. Valessa watched from throne. Calculations shifted. Human, not threat. Partner. Joran approached. Insider cell broken. Toxin source destroyed. Good. Elias holstered scanner. Joint patrols next? Affirm. Jorn pulsed green. Trust solid. Sayuri leaned in. Walk with me. They stepped out. Stars wheeled. Cathari fleet arrayed. Once mourners, now allies. Her hand stayed in his. Region purred steady. Below, engines thrummed. Treaty dawn loomed. Elias scanned horizon. Human ship signal winked. Crew safe. One crisis down. Bond forged, but her fields tugged deeper.
Evolved hunger. How long before it demanded more?
A shadow flickered in void. Unmarked shuttle. Rivals lingered. Sayuri tensed. Elias? He raised scanner. Ready.